Good morning. People have been asking me lately about realism and dreams, following what's reality and following your dreams. Are we misleading ourselves and our children by telling them to follow their dreams versus follow what we think they should do? Go get a regular job, go to school, that's it. First off, before I get into that, what I would like to say is your heart and your mind need to be in sync. Usually people dream and feel their dreams within their hearts. And when the mind comes into play, the mind starts talking about, well, what's reality? Is this possible? It's not possible. Go for the regular job in school and things like that everybody else has. Maybe at the best, become a doctor or something like that. What I have to say about that is, again, the heart and the mind have to be in sync. If they're not, if you go for what you think you should become, but your heart is always desiring something else, you will always feel a sense of emptiness, of void, and unhappiness. At the same time, if you go for what your heart wants, but your mind is not in sync with it, you'll never accomplish that. Because your mind is always going to stop you and pull you back. It's always going to cause you to fail somehow. With that being said, again, the two need to be in sync. So make sure you get one to follow the other. My recommendation, get your mind to follow your heart versus the other way around. It's possible the other way around, but I believe it's easier to change habits versus changing your feelings and your dreams and your desires. You can change your habits and they will change. Whereas with your dreams and what your heart wants, I believe you can only suppress that. And by suppressing it, you're not doing yourselves any favor. So now, getting into realism. Doug Larson said something along the lines of, the world's greatest achievements would have never been accomplished if it wasn't because of people who were not smart enough to know that they were impossible. This might sound like a little bit of a tongue twister, but just think about that. The world's greatest achievements, the world's greatest inventions, the world's greatest feats, whatever, would have never happened. The people who were behind them would have never been able to do them if they really believed that it was impossible. So what did they do? They went for the impossible. Think about this. At a time when there is no technology, no cars, how impossible does it seem for somebody to come up with an invention such as the engine? Something that's going to make the car run. Putting all those little pieces together to get them all moving with, we know how to create that now, and I can go and get a how to do video with all the parts that I need for an engine, and I probably still won't be able to make it or put it together as well as the experts can. But my point is that there are so many things that we now have, especially in the realm of technology, that would have never existed if it wasn't because of people who didn't go for their dreams. But because these people went for their dreams, they went for the impossible. They brought the impossible to the possible. They brought dream world into reality. So it's possible. It happens all the time, every day. There are other inventions. How many times have you thought about an invention? I think this would be a great idea, that blah, blah, but it's not reality. I don't have the money to create it. I don't know how. I don't know who to contact. It's just go to school or just get my regular job and do my 9 to 5 and leave it at that. And next thing you know, somebody beat you to it. Probably the same exact thing that you were thinking about is now out on the market. Why? Because somebody else brought the dream that you also had into reality, whereas you didn't. So with that being said, Arnold Schwarzenegger also has a comment. He finds it funny when people tell him that he can't do something, that it's impossible, no one has ever done it. What his reply back is, well, that's fantastic. If nobody has ever done it, then I will be the first person to do it. All right, that's a mindset that we all need to get before we can shoot for our dreams. And in conclusion, even when you shoot for your dreams, if you don't get what you want, you may end up somewhere else that you like because you went towards what your heart desired. Here's a quote: shoot for the moon, and even if you don't land on the moon, you'll land somewhere amongst the stars. Think about that. Go for what your heart wants. Thank you guys again for sharing, for liking. I appreciate all the feedback that I get. Please feel free to, if you click on my name on my YouTube link, it will take you to the rest of my videos. Again, if you think this video was worthwhile, share it, tell me your thoughts, and we'll take it from there. 5 minutes. Wow.